Welcome back to Vegas, everybody. I am Matt Perrault, playpicks.com, and welcome to kind of the dead week. Let's talk about a great place to go right now, though, and that is playpicks.com/bonus. Playpicks.com/bonus. There's literally free money there, folks. Go there, get a hold of it, take care of yourself, and you're going to be very, very happy with the options that you're going to find at playpicks.com/bonus. But let's talk about the only regular season game to be played this coming weekend, and that's the annual Army-Navy game. You can argue rivalries all you want, okay? But the Army-Navy game is something very, very special. This is the ultimate rivalry. These football players are not there to play football. They're there to learn how to defend our country and give up the ultimate sacrifice at some points. And some of these young kids, will lose their lives. And the gravity of that, when you go to the game, is incredibly impressive. No matter what you feel about the president, whatever you want, with the passing of HW, President Trump's going to be there at the game. It's going to be a very special environment. It always is. The walkout, it takes a long time, but it's really, really worth it to watch all these young men and women come out in uniform. It is Army versus Navy. It is something that you have to experience. If you're a football fan, go to this game just once. But let's break this game down. This is Navy's bowl game. Army's playing Houston in a bowl game later on. There is no bowl game for Navy. Navy has been bad, real bad. Let's look at some of the numbers. They're 3-9 overall, okay? They've not played well. They've beaten Memphis, Lehigh, and they beat Tulsa. That's it for Navy. Their defense is bad, real bad. To Hawaii, they gave up 59 points. To Houston, they gave up 49 points. Navy can't stop anybody. But this is triple option attack versus triple option attack. And Navy, for a long time, dominated this game. But the tables have kind of turned here a little bit. And Army comes in this game as the much better team. They're 9-2. Their only losses are coming at Oklahoma and at Duke, and they nearly got Oklahoma. If you remember that game, they were right there. They lost it 28-21. And that was a game where you thought, my goodness gracious, Army might have a chance to win this. The line is Army -7 in this one. And if you're somebody looking from a betting perspective, the total is 40 in this one, so they're not expecting a ton of points to be scored on this. But Navy, a big underdog in this one. But let's take a look at Navy from a numbers perspective. From a gambling perspective, Navy has covered their last 3 games. They covered against Central Florida as 23-point underdogs. They covered against Tulsa as 5-point favorites, and they covered last week against Tulane as 5-point underdogs, losing the game by 1, 29-28. Other than that, the only other time Navy was able to cover was way back in week 2 against Memphis. So this has been a rough year against the spread for Navy. They just haven't played well, and you expect this team with seniors who could be playing their last game ever in football to be rocking it, to be really fired up and really excited. From a numbers perspective, let's look at Navy. Points per game, 24 points per game. It's 93rd in the country. Defensively, they're giving up 36.2 points per game. That's 110. When those two numbers are lopsided and you're giving up more than you're scoring, you're not a good football team. Yards per game on offense, 116th, 336.9 yards per game on offense. They're giving up 448 yards per game defensively. That's atrocious. 6.7 yards per play. That's atrocious. 122nd in the country. And offense, 5 yards per play is 103rd. And what's really weird is that Navy normally is a running attack, triple option, right? They run the football, they run down your throat. Not so much. Only 4.7 yards per rush this year for Navy, while they're giving up 5.1 yards per rush. Now, looking at Army, this is when things get a little bit dicey here for Navy, because Army's offense is averaging 31.1 points per game. That's 38th in the country. 19.9 points given up. That's 16th best. Only 322 yards per offense giving up on defensively. That's 14th, and 392 yards on offense total for an Army is 66th. Third down conversions, they're best in the country. 53% they're converting on third down. Why? They run the ball. So a lot of third and shorts, and they're moving the football. They're able to pick up first downs and keep long drives going. Fourth down, 90% on fourth down. That's also number 1 in the country for Army. Remember that in this game. Defensively, they stop 27.5% Third down conversion, their defense, they get off the field. Also a really big key coming up to this game. And running the football, they run the ball 89% of the time. Number 1 in the country. They're number 2 overall in rushes per game, 306 yards. Only Georgia Tech has more rushing yards per game than Army does this year. 66 rushes per game. That's number 1 in the country, clearly. But they're really good at stopping the run. 25.6 yards per game given up on the ground. You don't run an Army. You can throw an Army, but you can't really run on Army. This is a defense that you've got to be very impressed with here. And for Navy, boy, oh boy, looking at DraftKings and some of these lines here, if you like Army, it's -7 at 109 currently. Navy at -112. The total at 40.5 at DraftKings. If you want the money line, it's +220 on the money line for Navy, -278 for Army here on the money line. FanDuel, very similar, -110 for both Army and Navy. Line is still at 7, Army -7. If you want the money line, -290 for Army, +230 at FanDuel, -110 on both the over and the under at 40 for this one. For a pick here, I don't know how in the world you're going to pick against Army in this game. Army's defense is good. Their offense is very good. Navy is playing, yes, a bowl game. This is it, right? They're going to go all out. And in rivalry games, you can say, man, you throw the records out, right? But talent is still talent. And I think it's going to be difficult for Navy to stop Army for 4 quarters. So to me, this is a game in the 4th quarter where I think you see Army stretch it out. It'll be tight. It always is. Hard fought game, back and forth game. But I come late 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter, a turnover here, a big play there, a key 3rd down, a key 4th down. Army keeps drives alive. These games go very quickly because both teams run the ball a lot. They don't throw the ball a lot, but expect Navy to pull out all the stops. Expect trick plays in every play in the book as Navy tries to upset Army here. Army is going on, like I mentioned, to a bowl game. Navy is not, but this is a game where I think talent does weigh out. Army's got too good of an offense, too good of a defense, too much talent on both sides of the football. I'm going to lay the points here. I'm going to take Army. I don't like the total. I'm going to stay away from the total here because these games can get funky. Turnover here, a fumble, a pick 6, a fumble return for a touchdown. It can get more high scoring than you think. And for both teams to be in the low 20s, that's not impossible. So for a total being at 40 and a half, I'm not going to touch that. I think that is probably right where it needs to be. But I think this is a victory for Army. They've got too much talent. Lay the points and take Army. Take the Black Knights -7. All right, I'm Matt Perrault. You're going to want to go to playpicks.com/bonus, playpicks.com/bonus. All those great no deposit bonuses, plus great sports information, sports gambling information, sportsbook information for New Jersey. Check it out. Go to it, playpicks.com, and also click subscribe. If you like what we're doing here on playpicks.com, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at like 700 right now. Help us get up to 1,000 by clicking subscribe if you like what we're doing. We're back with more picks as it's bowl season. Let's make some money here in college football.